Hey, it's Mr. Johns. Welcome back to Sketchup for 3D design. We will be doing our first challenge today. So using the concept of how to make a bowl, which is a kind of an advanced shape. We're going to use this concept today to make the dots on a die. And I've been playing around with this myself. So to get this just right, you will not find much out there anywhere on the internet on how to do this correctly. And so I'm sure it's out there if you keep looking and keep looking, but I was not able to find much. So I'm taking what I know about making a bowl to making a recessed dot on the side of a die. So a dice is plural, die is one. You're going to be making one. There's no reason to make two when you can just copy and paste it once you have one done, right? They're both the same. So you're going to learn some basic things as well as some advanced things today, practice some precision measurement, and be challenged to do some things on your own. So first of all, some of the things that we're going to do require the size to be a little bit bigger than a real die, which is 16 millimeters square. So we're going to go ahead and just make a square on the ground. So click, let go, push out, and type in 36 inches, comma, 36 inches, enter. And then that gives us a 3 foot by 3 foot flat square. And then push pull tool. I'll try to slow down just a little bit. Push pull tool. Click in the middle, pull up, let go, type in 36 inches, enter. And because we want to be precise, we should always measure. I know if sometimes I'm lazy and go, let's just not. I'm pretty sure it is, but so we just want to make sure everything is good. So there are 3 dimensions here. We need width, height, and depth. Depth front to back. So just want to make sure we're square. We are 36, 36, 36. So that is awesome. We're making it big because some of those bowl shapes that we're going to make don't really work so well. I spent maybe an hour trying to get it to work at such a small, we're talking micro millimeters. So it just wasn't happy with it. So we'll just make it big and then shrink it, just scale it. Not a big deal. So, all right. I noticed over on the right side, I need to close those down. Okay. So, we are going to, so the measurements are crazy. This blew my mind a little bit trying to figure out how I got all the measurements just right on a actual die, and then decided to make it much, much, much bigger, which throws off everything. So not going to worry too much about being like exact to like specific perfect dice. So these could be used in Vegas. For one thing, we're going to have to later try to curve these edges. Those are pretty sharp edges for a die. So they are rounded in a real die, professional die, but we're gonna do our best. That's pretty advanced, and it's possible. I don't think I want to push you that hard because I'm going to push you quite a bit in this already. So we are going to find the midpoint of one side of the cube, and to do that, we use the pencil tool and just draw lines from corner to opposite corner, and then from corner to opposite corner in the opposite direction. And of course, where those meet in the middle, that is the midpoint exactly. And then we're going to make a circle. So find the circle tool. This is going to be the one dot, the one on the dice. And so we need to do a 3-inch diameter circle, and SketchUp usually works in radius. So if we click, let go, and just kind of pull out, click, let go, pull out a little bit. Let's go ahead and do half of that, 1.5 inches, enter. Oh, in this case, mine is actually doing, it says radius 1.5 down in the corner. That just looks too small to me. Let's go ahead and just do a measurement line across here. I'm hoping for a 3-inch dot. It is. It did exactly what I told it to do. That just looks way too small. So I thought I had all this figured out. We will do probably twice that. So let's do a 3-inch radius. Maybe that's what I was thinking. So click, drag, let go, type in 3 inches, enter. And now we end up with a 6-inch. That's exactly what I was maybe thinking. We'll go with that. So we're going to go, this is a 6-inch diameter or 3-inch radius. And I think that's about the right size. Good enough. So, okay, once we're done, so I'm going to save you a lot of time, believe it or not, a lot of time by making one dot correctly and being able to copy and paste it for every other dot on the die. There's a few measurements I need to show you, and then I'm going to turn you loose. So, and in the next episode, I'll show you how to curve the edges, and there's not much else other than that. Curve the edges and save it as an STL file so it can be 3D printed. That'll be very short, I think. So what we're going to do here is, let's see if I can do this again from memory. We want to make this, so let me just talk quickly about what we're trying to do. If you look online, a lot of people who have done dice just simply drop this down, and there's your dice. That's your dot. And that would work. That would be fine, because we're not going to be like a real dice anyway, because I keep saying dice. Die is just weird, but die. I'm not going to be able to round. We're not going to be able to round these as much as a real die, but so we could probably do that, and that's what most people do. So we're talking about 3D printing. So if we just painted this and then 3D printed it, nothing would look different. It would be a square. So we have to make things 3D if we're going to 3D print this. This would be just fine, but I just have a feeling I want to challenge you just a little bit more and teach you something a little bit more advanced. So we have that circle exactly where we want it. It's a 6-inch diameter right in the middle. We know that. So next, I'm just going to put those lines back. And I'm going to actually, we do need those lines, but we don't need one of them. We just need straight across the middle. And what we're going to do is draw a line straight up. You know what? I think we do need all of those. Keep them all. Keep them all. Okay. We're going to go click, make sure you have a green line. I just happen to be on the green axis. So in this case, green. See, I'm on the side of the die. So green is straight up. So blue is not always straight up. Blue is north. So, blue is up. But if I'm on the side of a die, I mean, you can see Ty up there. He's laying on his back. So green is up in this case, if you know what I mean. So I want you to click, pull up, let go. Let's type in 1 inch. Let's see how that looks. I think that'll be okay. Okay, and then hit escape to get out of that tool. So what we're going to do is go to the 2-point arc tool. So if you don't see it, click on all tools, go find the 2-point arc, and we're going to click on the top of that line, and then we're going to click on the midpoint and then back off just a little bit. So we want to make sure that we are as close to the midpoint as possible, and that'll prevent you from having a flat-bottomed bowl. We want it to be pretty much, and it's really tricky here. Sometimes you have to change your view. You have to make sure your line is exactly straight. Sometimes I like to rotate it. It's a little bit tricky to rotate. I want it to be, it's just weird. The angle, it's all about the angle, getting the angle right. I want it to be right about here, and I'm going to go ahead and click, and that's good. I couldn't really tell if that was the correct, that it was flat, but it was. And so what we want is it to basically, we don't want it to get flat before it gets to the middle. This is what's going to make a perfect bowl. My other bowl that I just showed you, that I think I deleted. Yeah, it was flat on the bottom. And after I practiced a little bit, I'm like, okay, this is how you prevent that. So perfect. All right, okay. So just to repeat here. So we made a circle in the middle, 6-inch diameter. We drew lines. Well, we deleted the cross lines except for the ones in the middle of the circle. I then drew a 1-inch tall line that was straight up. In this case, green. It might be different for you. It just has to be straight up. And then a 2-point arc tool. I clicked on the midpoint and then the top of the line and pushed down just enough to get an arch here, just a gentle slope so that it doesn't flatten out. And I clicked and it made a solid shape. So that is a good sign. If it doesn't work, just Control-Z, try again. Next, we're going to introduce a tool that we have not talked about before. It looks like a noodle, macaroni tool. That's what I call it. Grab a macaroni right here. It's called the Follow Me tool. Sure looks like a macaroni to me. So, and I'm going to, so with the macaroni tool selected, I'm going to click on that weird shape I just made. Boop. And I'm going to drag my mouse. Check this out. I'm going to drag my mouse slowly around the outside of my circle. Slowly, because sometimes it gets weird on me. And I'm going to go all the way until they connect. Boop. And then click. Dude, I did it the first time. So there we go. Sometimes it does show the little slope, that the little 2-point arc, and you don't need it anymore. So I try to delete it. But don't do that. So if I can delete it, if I can delete it, I delete it. I don't like how it looks, although it doesn't matter. This is totally an OCD thing because we're going to paint this anyway, but see how that just looks? It doesn't look good. Anyway, let it go, and we'll paint that later, and you won't even see it. So anyway, here we have a perfect recessed dot, which is how a die looks in real life. Now the problem is it's standing up. So we don't want to mess with the dice because it's the size we want. It's perfectly square. We want to drop this down into the middle. We want to drop it. So let's go ahead and select that. And then we're going to choose the Move tool. So we select the dot. We're going to choose the Move tool. And what I want to do is grab an edge right here. Any edge is fine. Anywhere along the top edge. And I'm going to pull down. That didn't work. I'm going to pull down. It still didn't work. All right, man, you're being stubborn. Really? Okay. Straight down, not towards me. So let's see. I need it to go straight down. Lock to green. Okay. So, whoa, that's not at all what I wanted to do. It's got some pieces stuck to it that it should not have. So I think I selected more than I should have. Well, I did this a couple times and it worked just fine. So bear with me. Let me see if I can try it again. Select it, Move tool, top of the ridge, pull straight down. And honestly, it did work. It worked earlier. I promise you. I just dropped it straight down. Okay. So I think what we'll do is go to plan B, which is to pull up. We'll just have to deal with that later. Bring the side up until it's even with the rim and let go. See how that looks. I still don't love the fact that that black line is there, but I don't think I can get rid of it. So, but let me show you what it looks like when we paint it anyway. I'm going to paint it black, and it's going to look like that anyway. It doesn't matter. Plus, we're going to 3D print it. It doesn't matter. I still just don't love that. I wish I could just get it selected, but it's not going to let me. Oh, maybe. Nope. Oh, deleted the whole thing. So nope, it's better to leave it alone. I don't think when we 3D print that, I don't think it's going to even see that. So, okay, I'm going to get rid of the black and, I'm going to mess with that. You know what I could do is maybe draw a shape around it. Hit delete. Aha! I can trick this thing. Draw a shape around it. Watch that. Okay. I can outsmart SketchUp, so there you go. There you have it. I did it. I don't give up. So that's Mr. Johns with technology. As a matter of fact, there's a little bit more. Maybe not. Okay. There is more. When you zoom out, there's more. It's okay. So here's the cool thing. So that is the one-sided die. And what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the dice. And I have a real die. Not sure if you can see it, but it's in front of me. And it rotates basically. We're going to go 1 to 4 to 6 to 3. So, and it doesn't really matter which way you rotate as long as you rotate. So I just happen to be flat this way. So I'm going to go over right here. And this is the next one I'm going to work on, which is 4. Okay. So before we do this, I'm going to save you so much work. We're just going to highlight that and select it, and then Control C. And then we're going to move over to the side. I'm going to do some panning. And we want to click on that side just to make sure we're flat. And we're going to Control V, and that will put one of those shapes right here. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to click randomly just so it's there. And I want to show you something. What I just showed you how to do with that recessed bowl. Look at how you would have had to have drawn that. So you can make a bowl if you are able to draw this pattern, which is insane, or you can use the Follow Me Noodle tool and it does it for you. So that's why I've never done it that way. But there's all the shapes. Those are the lines that make a bowl. Crazy, right? It's crazy. And I think it's awesome. So what we need to do is have a 4 pattern here. So we have 1 on that side, 4 on this side. So how do we make a 4 pattern? Where do they go? So this is a couple of the measurements you're going to need to know. First, let's do an X pattern across this side too. We'll always do this just so we know. And then I'm going to measure, I'm going to draw a line from the corner, and I think I went 0.75. So I'm going to click, go right on this line, let go, type in 0.75 inches. We're dealing in inches because this is a 3-foot square. It's big, so we're not talking millimeters. So you might notice it disappeared. That's because it's on a line that's already there. But if you roll your mouse, a little dot pops up, or should pop up, right? I did do it, didn't I? Wow, where'd it go? Wait, am I just zoomed so far out? I think I'm just zoomed so far out. It's right there. I knew I did it. It's right there. Just to make sure, I'm going to draw a perpendicular line. We need this anyway. So you need to draw a perpendicular line. It's pink. It even pops up and says perpendicular. If you have a hard time getting it to go pink, just keep trying until you get a pink perpendicular line. I'm going to measure this just to verify that I'm at 0.75. Which is 3/4 of an inch. That's the same thing, so I'm good. Now, that is where I'm going to put... Wow, no, that's wrong. I'm so off. This is a 3-foot. This is a 3-foot. Yeah, that's not right. So that's not right. I've been messing with different sizes of... let's make another... I'm going to just kind of eyeball this here. I'm going to think that we want ours to be about there, and let's find out what that measurement is. And then I'm going to make it as easy and rounded for you as possible. We no longer need that. I do need to measure... I'll give you the measurement here in a second. I'm going to look at my measurement down the lower. It looks like it's almost 6 inches. So I think I'm going to go a 6-inch line. So click, drag along the line, let go, type in 6 inches, enter. Now we have a new dot, which is right there, and we want a pink perpendicular right there. Yes, this is going to be great. So 6 inches in from the corner, has to be along that line, And then what we're going to do is we're going to I need to select that circle. I think what I don't want that selected. I want just the circle selected. And you can see the circle is not really a circle. It's a bunch of straight lines. Oh, so I'm trying to select just, it's all about the angle. If I can select just this circle, yes, I think I got it. Cool. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to use the move tool with that circle selected, and I'm going to grab the closest edge and drag the circle until it touches right there and let go. That is awesome. So what that does is that puts that circle, which is 6 inches in diameter, it's also 6 inches away. So I need to write that down, 6 inches away, and it is 6 inches in diameter. So there we go. And I think that's going to look just about right by the time we have the whole thing done. So the measurements you need to remember here. This is a 6-inch diameter circle. Okay. And up here, they don't change. You're just going to copy and paste that. You might say, wait a minute, where's the recessed part? So that is interesting. The recessed part didn't come with it? Oh, yeah, it did. I had to that's weird. So it brought in like a little skin on top of it, but I just deleted the skin, and the recess is there. That is weird that it did that. It just put it slightly below the surface. So this particular one is in the right place. This particular one is not. I'm just going to delete that. To put that back, when that happens, all you have to do is draw a line over the top, and it fills in as a solid shape. So we're good there. Now, this is a 4, so you're going to put 3 more, so 1 more on each corner. That is 6 inches. Let me just put the dimension line here so you can see it, so you can trust me. 6 inches. Okay, so 6 inches in from each corner. You're going to put a dot, and that'll be our 4 die, our 4 side. And once you're done, delete the other lines that you don't need, and you'll just have the black recessed dots. Okay, so let me talk about the pattern before I turn you loose. So I'm looking at my die right here. So you're going to go 1 to 4, and then now it's important which direction you go. So you're going to stay 1 to 4, and then if you roll it over on top of the 4 along the same line, if you know what I mean, is the 6. So the 6, and I wonder, by the way, if once you're done with the 4, if you could just draw a box around the 4, copy it, roll the box over, make sure you highlight it first so you have that side selected, and Control V, it should paste the 4 in. And once you get them placed correctly with those measurements and those X's, all you have to do is add 2 more individual dots right in the middle of the 2 4s, and you'll have a 6 side. Okay. If you roll this over from here, this will be the 3. And the 3 is just basically 2 in the corners and 1 in the middle. So simple. And then what you'll do is you'll roll it over. So that's all of them in one direction. So roll it over sideways. On this side will be all we have left is 5 and 2. So on one side do the 5, and on the other side do the 2, and you'll be good. So that is those are your instructions for the next couple of days to get this right. When you see me again on this video, we'll be talking just briefly about how to make your edges smoother and how to export it for 3D printing. So, but I think this shall get you going. Notice I'm not doing the entire die for you. I showed you how to do everything you need, and then the challenge is you're going to finish it yourself. So the shortcuts of copying and pasting should really help, but make sure you measure, make sure you're right on the money with this thing, and I think it should be awesome. So Have fun with it. I'll catch you later. But for now, Mr. Johns is out.